All right, guys. Happy Tuesday. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for everybody that's taking time out of their day to get on. A lot of us just came back from the Lavelle first ever leadership retreat, and it was absolutely incredible. I'm sure you're hearing the buzz, two new products released, and I'm sure you guys have heard a lot of the buzz about where the future of Lavelle's going, and it's super exciting what they have in the works. I know that we have so many pumped up people on here, and I am actually interviewing Kayla Fox today, who was at that retreat, which I'm sure she'll be sharing some of her ahas and just her take on it. And I just want to first of all shout out you guys for taking time to get out of your own way and making sure that you're on this call every Tuesday at noon, because it pumps you up for your week. You've got to feed yourself, guys. You've got to be that leader that pours into themselves. You got to put your oxygen mask on, and that way you can be your best self for the people on your team. And we always hear that leadership, lead by example, and that's what you're doing when you make the time out of your day to get on this. And we do record it, so those of you that are like, man, I know somebody that needed to hear this, it is recorded, so we will get that recording out. But in my opinion, there's nothing like being on the live. So I'm going to bring in Kayla. We're going to waste no time and get started. Kayla, you probably have to unmute yourself.
Hey.
Hey, girl. Look at you, all cute.
I'll
You,
try. I'll try.
girl, you don't even want. You look skinny. Look at you.
I'm so
Ah! Your face looks thin. I'm not joking. Like, you can see it, girl. I'm so excited for you.
oh, thank
Um, so first of all, like, there's a lot of people on here that do not know you, or they know of you, of course, because you're Kayla Fox, but they don't know your story. And I want you to take us back, like what you were doing. I always think it's interesting to hear what people were doing before they found network marketing, because I know it makes me go, ooh, I know people that were that profession. It makes me like go, man, I need to hit some people up like that. So tell us what you were doing before network marketing, like any kind of network marketing, and then share with everybody, if you did network marketing before Lavelle, kind of what that looked like. You don't have to go into like huge detail, but were you successful, not successful, that type of thing. And then how did you find Lavelle? And then I'm going to have you take us through how long it took you to go to each step, like your little spaces in between, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, sounds good. So just let's share it all. I'm ready. Okay, I am so stinking excited for this, guys. I love sharing my story. I've been in this industry since 2012. So there has been a lot of life that has happened. And before I got into this industry, I was actually a teacher. I was in my first year of teaching. I was a new mom. I was a new wife. And we were struggling financially so bad, like it's ridiculous. And let me include this, like struggling so bad. We were on government assistance. But the government assistance really only helped with like formula for my daughter. So me and my husband, we would go without food. We would fight all the time. Divorce was mentioned many times, like those kinds of fights. And I just felt like, I thought I did everything right. I went to college. I got a degree. I waited till I started, my career to get married and to have a baby. And here I was living this life where clearly I felt like the world was just against me. That's how I felt. And there was this product. My cousin called me. She worked in a salon. And she said, hey, Kayla, I just want you to know we have this product in the salon, and I think you would love it. And I was like, okay, what is it? And she told me, and she said, it's $20. Guys, I didn't have $20. So the whole point of this was for me just to get that for free. So I went to work the next day, and I talked to some teachers. I'm like, hey, have you ever heard of this? Would you try it? 4 of them wanted to try it. So I called my cousin back, and I said, hey, I've got 4 teachers that want to try this so I can get mine for free. And she said, well, Kayla, if let me let you talk to my boss. She wants to talk to you. And she said, if you have 4 people that want to try it, then you should be a, promoter. And I'm like, what? And she's like, you can make extra money. And that's all I needed to know. Like, I'm a red personality, so I didn't need to know anything else. As soon as she said extra money, I was like, yep, I'm about to lose my car. I need $367. Yeah, I'll be that. So she called me on the phone that night, and I found out it cost money to join. And I was sitting on the bed, like, I can remember this so good. I was at my mom's house. I was sitting on the bed. She was walking me through the website, and I got to the part where you had to pay money to join, and I hung up on her. And I texted her, and I was like, oh, sorry, bad service. I had perfect service. Didn't matter. I didn't have the money. So my husband, minutes later, he came in there. He saw me just bawling my eyes out. I felt like I hit another brick wall. And he asked me, what's going on? And I said, it actually costs money to join these things. Like, I don't even, all I knew was like Mary Kay and stuff because of Mary Kay parties I went to. And I was like, I didn't know it cost money to do something like this. And he said, we'll pawn the Xbox. So we actually had to pawn his Xbox to get the money for me to even get started in this industry. And my goal was $367 to make that car payment, and then I was out. I had just started my career. Teaching was my passion. I loved my students. I loved my kids. That's where I wanted to be. So that was the plan. 367, make my car payment, get caught up, get out. Well, that happened. And I thought, well, maybe we'll stick it around just a little bit longer. And I mean, just everything kind of went from there. We matched my teacher's salary within a few months. And I brought my husband home from work. Whenever I was going to college, he worked like 4 jobs to put me through school. And I did not have to work. Whenever I started working, my salary was not enough for me to do the same thing for him. So he was going to college. He was working a night shift. And I just wanted to be able to give to him what he gave to me, for him to be able to go to college and not have to work. So that's what I did. I brought him home from that night shift. He was able to go to college full time. And that just meant the world to me. But I could not imagine making more than my teacher's salary. Like, that was a limiting belief at that time. And you'll hear in my story many more, but that was the limiting belief for me. I couldn't imagine a paycheck being bigger than my teacher's salary. So, fast forward to my first conference. And I went there, and there were people, guys, if you can get to a conference, if you can get to anything like that, go. Whatever it takes, go. There were people walking the stage that were from similar pasts as mine, and they had failed so many times in life, but they were still able to succeed in this. They were coming home to be with their babies. They were having this massive savings account. They were paying off debt. And that pushed that limiting belief out of my mind. And I thought, okay, wait, it was unknown territory for me to make that kind of money, but seeing them do it just let me know, hey, I can do it too. So I came home. Here's something else funny. That first year, I did not post on social media one time. The whole business was built with in-home parties and face-to-face. I was scared to death to post on social media. The only thing I posted was one time I made a status and it said, I'm going to be in a magazine. And that was it. That's all I posted. And how I did those in-home parties were lead boxes. That's whenever I was first introduced to lead boxes. And so that's something that just catapulted my business. I left those everywhere, and that's how I booked all my in-home parties from. But whenever I went to conference, they talked about social media. So I came home and I said, okay, for 30 days, I'm going to work social media. And if I still have friends at the end of 30 days, I'll keep doing it. Because my fear was that everybody was going to unfriend me and block me, and I was not going to have any friends anymore. So I was like, if I still have friends at the end of 30 days, I'll keep going. And at the end of 30 days, our paycheck just skyrocketed. It was crazy. We had promotions happening everywhere. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to stick with this. Within 3 months, I retired from teaching. My husband, he graduated from college. He did not go to work. He just stayed home with us. And we made a move 4 hours away to our dream place to live. And so, things just kind of went really fast. But with that company, I never hit the top rank. I only hit the second from the top. And you'll hear here in a second how that was my next limiting belief. So fast forward, I was with them for 5 years. And in early 2017, from the outside looking in, guys, it looked like we were living the dream. We were making, plenty. I don't know if I can say this or not, but we were making plenty of money. We were living in our dream house. We had wonderful vehicles. We were traveling, everything looked good. I was putting a filter though on everything because I was just in a really, really dark place. I was tired all the time. I felt guilty for being tired all the time. I was very mean to my friends, to my family. I was always on edge, and it was just guilt that was eating me alive. And looking back, there's, so many things that were causing that, but I'd never talked to anyone, and I should have, but I just got into this really dark place. And I had seen Thrive posted on social media. I had seen it, of course, but I thought it was just weight loss. And I thought, yeah, right. Like, there's so many things out there for weight loss. There's no way this is going to work. I've tried it all. But then Amanda, my sponsor, she posted something about mood support. And that's what stopped me in my tracks. That's what stopped me from scrolling. And I thought, that's what I need. So I messaged her and I was like, I want the stuff for mood support. And she's like, Kayla, it's the same 3 steps, it fills all your nutritional gaps. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll try it. And so she said, I'll send you a happy pack. I had no idea what a happy pack was. I had heard of a happy meal. I had never heard of a happy pack. So I was like, okay, whatever. And she said, it's the 3 steps. It's your capsules. You wait 20 to 40 minutes. You drink your shake, and then you put on this sticker. Okay, so here's the next part. Guys, I can't even drink coffee. Like, I shake whenever I drink coffee. It makes my anxiety go up, like just all kinds of issues. So I was scared to death to try this product. And I told her, I was like, I can't do it. I can't take anything on an empty stomach. So there were so many hesitations. And she's like, just trust me. Start with 1 capsule. Start with half a lifestyle mix. I had tried so many different shakes and stuff. So I was like, this is going to taste disgusting. And then the sticker, like, really, I'm going to look like the biggest nerd in the world walking around with a sticker on my body, but whatever. So I was so desperate. If I wasn't that desperate, I never would have tried it. So day 1 for me, I was just amazed. I was done before I took my daughter to school. I could actually be consistent with this. Day 2 is when it kicked in, and I knew I didn't want to go a day without it. So I became a customer. I thought I was cheating the system because I got my 30-day supply in, and I had my husband try it. I had my mom try it. I had some friends try it. And I was just like, y'all got to tell me if this is all in my head, because I'm feeling good and I want to make sure y'all feel good too. And they started texting me and calling me, and they're like, Kayla, this is awesome. How do I get more? Da-da-da. And I'm like, I don't know. Calm down. Let me figure this out, because I was running out of my supply too, since I was letting all my friends try it. So I told Amanda, I was like, I'm going to refer to people, and I'm going to get mine for free. And that's whenever we started talking about the promoter side. And she's like, you can't, she talked to me about the compensation plan, how all the bonuses were put at the beginning, which I loved. And so on May 15th of 2017 is when I hit the promoter button, and we started running like crazy with mini experiences. That is what we focused on. I would say 98% of my team has been brought in with mini experiences. We were selling out like crazy. I mean, it was ridiculous. We went 12K in like 3 days. And most of that was, I think I hit 12K before I hit VIP 1600, because it was just people coming in and mini experiences going out, and people were going through 400 packs like nobody's business. And that was reality. Like, that's what happened. And so I think I hit 12K before I did VIP 1600, because everybody wanted to make money with it, because I think that's what I talked about more, because that's what I was excited about. So within 30 days, we hit 80K. And I remember to this day, Jamie Pekka, she messaged me on Facebook. I remember where I was and everything. And she's like, way to go on 80K. And it was June 15th. She said, way to go on 80K. Let's go 200K before the month is over. This is when that next limiting belief came in. I had never hit a top of a company. I hadn't. I had always hit that second from the top rank. And so even though she said that, even though it sounded exciting, it was unknown territory to hit the top of a company. And so it didn't happen. It didn't. And now looking back, it's like, oh my gosh, that so could have happened. We had so much momentum. We could have easily gone 200K in 15 days, but we didn't. And so it took me a full another 12 months to get over that limiting belief, to actually realize, to be around people that had done it, to hear their stories once again, to make that unknown territory not so unknown. And then we went 200K. And that was June of last year that we went 200K. So yeah, that's kind of like my, maybe long story short, but anyways, that's my story. Let me see if I missed anything. I have
So, I got some well, first of all, take me back to lead boxes. I forgot all about those. Oh my gosh. We could so be using that in this business, you guys. If you don't know what a lead box is, you can actually, do they still have boxfulofleads.com?
Yes.
Okay, so there's this website called boxfulofleads.com, and they will send you the setup for your lead box, but you don't even have to do that. I remember I didn't have any money in the beginning. I used tissue boxes. I used a tissue box. I didn't care. I was like, I'm going to decorate this thing. Like, you know how you used to decorate in school, like your Valentine's box? I did that for my leads box. And you can take these lead boxes, and we put them in doctor's offices, salons, any business that would let us. And people would put in, I want to free this. And you can do the same thing here. Like, it's just another thing that you can introduce to your team. Sometimes it just blows my mind the things we forget about, but that worked. And it will work anywhere with anything. So that I love that you mentioned that. I want to go to, limiting beliefs. I can't talk today. It's so true. Like, most of everybody that's on this Zoom today, they're probably stuck in a spot because of a limiting belief. They even if they didn't have it in the beginning, they do now, because maybe if they haven't been able to get to that next level, now they've convinced themselves, I can't get there. I'm stuck here. Like, I can't get past this point. I think we all, get to that place. Like, I feel like that kind of right now. Like, you brought it up, but I'm kind of, I feel like I'm stuck at this spot. And maybe I've even said to myself, maybe this is just the spot I'm going to be at. Like, we do these things to ourselves. I hate that. But I want you to talk a little bit about, okay, so that year you went 80K.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever, I want to get vulnerable and real. Did you lose 80K at all? Did you freak out in that year? Like, oh crap, maybe what am I doing? Like, talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. The very next month I lost 80K. So I hit it.
And then happened to me when I went 200. I feel you.
Yeah, I lost it the very next month, and I was like, okay, so what in the world is happening? And, in August we got it back and we never lost it again. So, but in June we did lose it. And I remember just looking around and thinking, to check the pulse and be like, okay, what is going on with the team? Where is everyone at? And we had got away from many experiences, and we knew that's what had got us here. And so, very quickly we did a happy pack war. And I love this still. I did it with my last company in a different way, but we did a happy pack war where, just every time you sold a happy pack, you got a point. If you sold a 6-day, you got 2 points. And and that catapulted my business again. And we went right back into 80K in August. And we started really making sure we kept that focus on happy packs, mini experiences. And so just checking the pulse, realizing what got us there, and going back to the basics is what helps so much getting out of that funk.
Right. So what's so funny is you said that first year you didn't build it all through social media. You were too afraid to post. But now that's the only way you build.
Yeah.
So how did you, I know everybody on here is dying to get some of your best social media tips. So let's go into that.
Okay, so I believe in lists. Like, if you have ever heard me talk, I am going to talk to you about lists. Guys, this is my 5-subject notebook right here. And in the first subject is my potentials that have never tried Thrive. In my second subject is my happy packers. Those are the people that have only got a mini experience or a happy pack. In my third subject is my customers. My fourth subject is my promoters. And in my fifth subject is self-development. And that leads into how I work social media. So every day I get on social media, my biggest thing is I do not want to scroll Facebook. I want to work my list. And I just choose a subject to work that day. Do I want to work on people that have never tried Thrive? Do I want to work on my happy packers that haven't ordered a 30-day supply yet? Do I want to work on my customers and help them go into a promoter, possibly if that's something they want to do, or to help them thrive for free? Do I want to work on my promoters to help them just kind of catapult or relaunch or wherever they're at and what their goals are? And then my self-development has all my notes in it. So how I work social media is straight from that. This morning, I'm working my potentials. Like, that's what I'm working today. The people that have never tried Thrive, I'm typing in their name so that way I'm not scrolling. I'm going straight to their profile. I'm seeing how I can interact with them. If there is anything I can message them on. One of them, it was her daughter's 1-year checkup. So I messaged her, just for an example, I messaged her and I was like, I'm so happy the 1-year checkup went good. It is so crazy how fast time flies whenever you have a baby. She is absolutely precious. I want to get those conversations going. I want to get those relationships built. And that is how I do it. I do make sure I post like every day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't post. But it's not necessarily only about Thrive. It's more about my life. And it's more about, I want people to know, like, and trust me. I want them to see my vulnerable side, which is something that was really hard to open up to. But if there's one thing I've learned, all those thoughts that you have and you think, well, I'm the only one that deals with that, or I'm the only one that suffers from that, or I'm the only one that feels this way, that's all a lie. You need to start putting those out there. You need to start showing who you are. That's how you're going to connect to people. That's how you're going to relate to people. Sometimes this is something I learned here recently, but sometimes it's easier to talk about our scars, things that happened in the past, than our wounds, which are things that are happening right now. And I truly believe that if we learn to share more of our wounds and what we're going through, and that, no filter, just this is what's going on in my life right now, but put a positive spin on it, that's how I connect to more people than anything else.
So with social media, I'm always interested in hearing about, do you cold message? Do you ever send that message saying, have you ever tried Thrive? Or do you wait until it gets there?
Well, it's a little different. It just depends on, if they make a status, if they're on my potentials list and they make a status about how tired and exhausted and whatever they are, I message them and it's like, girl, I was the same way. Is there any way you would ever be open to just trying a mini experience and seeing if this can do for you what it has done for me? So that's kind of what that message looks like when it's, could be considered a cold message, but it's still coming from a genuine place. Other than that, I really kind of let it lead there. I'm messaging people every single day, and I mean a ton of people. So it really doesn't take long for me to get them to ask about Thrive or for me to bring it up in conversation. So yeah, that's how I do my messaging.
Do you do Instagram at all?
No, I wish I could tell y'all different. Here's the thing. Every time I try to go work Instagram, my Facebook goes down. And I don't like that because my Facebook is I feel like it's where I make most of my money, where I build my business. And so whenever I go try to work Instagram, my Facebook suffers. And I've tried it multiple times over the last 7 years. And just right now I'm in a phase where I'm like, Facebook, that's where I'm at. Maybe in the future I'll try Instagram again. Every once in a while I'll post my stories or do a poll or something like that. But Facebook is where I primarily work.
Well, if it's not broken, don't fix it, right? I mean, yeah, you know what I mean? It's working for you. Yeah. So somebody had asked, do you charge for your happy packs?
Yeah, I've never, well, every once in a while I'll do a contest. And then with my lead boxes, I'll talk about that too. But no, I always charge for my happy packs, always. The exact message is at 3 days, I do $20 for a 3 day, 40 for a 6 day. And it says a 3 day is 20, a 6 day is 40, but I'll cover your taxes and shipping. Which one are you leaning towards? And that's the exact message that I send out. So that way it's just a flat 20 or flat 40. And I've sold so many of those this week. It's so weird. But with lead boxes, that's another way that I do give them away. I love putting like a little bitty picture frame. You can get them from Walmart for like $3, a before and after picture in it, or somebody's testimony or something like that next to my lead box. And on it, it says enter to win. And on the little lead forms, it has a place for their name, their phone number, and their email address, and maybe a few other questions. So whenever I go and pick those up, I automatically have my contact information for those. And somebody out of that, usually I just do one a month. So I'm putting my lead boxes out every week. I'm collecting them every week. I'm getting my leads every week. And then at the end of that month is whenever I draw a name for the free mini experience. So that's the other way that I do a free one.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. So talk a little bit about, we just got back from the leadership conference, Lavelle's first ever. And I mean, obviously it's always a blast to just get together with the people, but what, especially being with another company, like if you've never done that, I mean, I think a lot of people on here have been in some other company, and we do have those people that have never done it before, but I like people to, like, for me personally, when I go to these things, it just reminds me of how lucky we are. Like, it's just the feeling, the atmosphere, and the excitement. It's all so much different than when I was with my last company, and we were with the same company. But for people that, have never been with network marketing, sometimes they must wonder, am I in the right place? Is this the best choice? And like, it's kind of, I always feel like, I kind of have an advantage to say, yes, we are, because I know what it's like to be with a company where it's stuffy, where you feel like it's not genuine, where you feel like it's coming to an end, it's not a beginning. So I just kind of wanted your take on, what did you take away from the retreat? What stood out to you? What got you so super excited that you can't stand it? Share a little bit about that too.
Oh my gosh, so much. So at the leadership retreat, I feel like I got to see the culture of our team, like the culture of our team and our company and everything else more than I ever have before, which is weird because I mean, I've gone to conference, I've gone to getaways, but there was just something about it. And I could see like the vision, and I could connect with people, and I could relate to people. And it just, I don't know. It was the culture that I've been craving. And so I am so stinking excited. But as far as like my aha moments, so as soon as Erin King got on stage, she made the comment of, how just 1 mile above sea level, how our bodies react so differently. And it was true. There were so many people there that was like, I'm so dizzy, I'm sick, like this altitude is crazy. And she said, but what if, what do you think the difference in your body and in your mind would be if you went the extra mile? And I was just like, whoo, hold the phone. Like maybe that, that's where it all kind of led from there, because I was like, okay, how can I go the extra mile? And just the rest of the rest of the leadership retreat, that's what I was focusing on is, okay, how can I go the extra mile? One of the things they talked about was double your efforts, double your income. And I was like, okay, that's how I can go the extra mile. So how do I double my efforts? And so I started making a list of how I could double my efforts. Obviously, adding messaging, talking to more people, things like that, staying plugged in better, investing in growing me with self-development, conscious compliments, which was huge. I really want to make sure I start doing those more, really focusing on pulling people in that way. So, I mean, it was just all about, I'm looking at my notes right now, being specific in my comments, not doing just hearts and like the 100 sign, like being a little bit more specific. And I mean, it was all about just how I could really go the extra mile. I loved when Brian Tracy talked about clarity, clear on who you are and what you want. So I took from knowing I wanted to go the extra mile, knowing I wanted to double my efforts because I want to double my income. I really want to triple it. So I'm really tripling my efforts over here. And then deciding who I am and what I want and getting extremely clear on that, which I've been writing down my 10 things daily, you know, my 10 dreams. I've been doing my gratitude journal and things like that. It was just more of an emphasis on it and more of just reminding myself, like, that's where your focus needs to be, is what do you want? Who are you? And is that what you're working towards? So right now, I'm just trying to go the extra mile. I'm trying to figure out exactly what that means because I want to get in that mindset. I want to experience that. Whatever is out there that I'm lacking, like, I want to get all of that. So that was and it's weird because it's the first thing she said. Guys, there were so many moments, the 10 C's, so much, her story that she shared with her friend. And I'm sure y'all are going to either hear all that or have heard all that or seen a video. But that was just something that stood out to me more than anything else. And that's what I want to focus on, is going that extra mile.
Is there anything that you heard from Jason or Paul about the future that you were like, okay, like we're just getting started here. Like, this is exciting.
Yeah, like I'm about to be a bajillionaire. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I don't know what anybody else is thinking, but I was like, I'm about to be like a billionaire because, obviously the shampoo got me excited because, you know, I feel like I still haven't found the right shampoo for my hair. So that was completely a personal level. But just this, whenever I tried the charcoal mask, and I'm like, whoo, in-home parties, like, here I come. So that got me excited for getting back into homes, for getting those in-home parties going, because I still love them. But then when somebody in the crowd asked him what was on his hand and he let it slip.
I did. Oh, Chastity made me. Chastity's like, ask him what's on his hand. So I yelled it.
Oh my gosh, I am so happy you did, because I saw it, but I was like, maybe it's just, you know, a new color of DFT, because we know they're coming out with that. And then whenever he said it was CBD, I was like, hold the phone. We're about to all be billionaires, because if they come out with a CBD DFT, that's going to be huge. I mean, one of the biggest complaints with CBD is they hate the way it tastes. They hate holding it under their tongue. They, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So if we can slap on a DFT and it can the entire day give them exactly what they need. I mean, guys, my mind is just going. They didn't say none of that. He just told me it was a CBD DFT. He told me there were 5 forms of it. I think, y'all, I got so excited. I don't want to say the wrong thing or quote something wrong, but that's what went through my mind is we're about to all be billionaires. This skincare is a new $1 million product. My business is soaring because of that. But CBD DFT, that was just the biggest moment for me to be like, this is about to get crazy. It kind of reminds me, in my previous company, we went on a shortage at one point because just things blew up and we went on a product shortage. And that's when business just went crazy. It makes me feel like that's what we're about to experience here. Like, I can see us having, and I fingers crossed we don't, but I can see us having a CBD DFT shortage because everyone's wanting to try it. Everyone's wanting to see what it does for them. Everyone has, you know, a focus that they want to see what happens. So yeah, that's just so many visions came to mind when he said that. So many.
Yeah, it just was making me think like Lavelle is, you know, less than 7 years old, already $2 billion in sales. And it got me thinking like, you know, companies popped in my head, Avon, Mary Kay, Amway, companies that have been around for 50, 60, 70 years. Like, we are in the beginning of this. This is going to be a company that's here in 50, 60, 70 years. And we get to say we're like the pioneers. We're in the beginning. I mean, even people starting today, signing up today, are in the very beginning of this movement. And I think what makes me so excited about Lavelle personally is the fact that it's high end. Like, I think Paul's vision has always been, he always mentions Nike and Apple. He wants to be that brand name of supplements, that brand name of anything that we do, like high end, Gucci and Louis Vuitton. He wants to be that high end. And I mean, I think that every product we come out with, I mean, even the charcoal mask, at first I was like, it's just a charcoal mask. But when you hear Jason talk about it, you understand, especially the skincare. In my opinion, at conference, he totally downplayed the skincare. Totally downplayed it. when I started seeing results, I was like, so if he is downplaying the charcoal mask with what he said, we're probably going to be seeing some insane things happen from that. And I just love that when Lavelle does come out with something, it's always the best of the best, top of the line. I mean, it does what it says it's going to do. And I think that that's like the most important thing is they don't skimp. They don't
Yeah.
skimp on the products and the ingredients and all of that. So it's just, it was so exciting. You guys, we have so many things coming. Just make sure you're plugging in. And I know so many leaders are having these recap calls. There's a ton of them out there. Hop on one. That way you can really get that vision from different people. And, I think that that's where you get past those limiting beliefs. Just like you said, Kayla, you heard from other people that were like you. You got in a room, you saw it, you heard it. Getting on calls does the same thing, you guys. So when you're plugging you and your team into these, team calls, corporate calls, that is what's going to raise those limiting beliefs that they've set them for themselves hugely. So tell me a little bit about, we've got a lot of questions coming in, so I do want to get to those, but I want to know personally, you always seem like you're always in this most amazing mood. You're so happy, you're so perky. Life is just so amazing. What do you do? Like, what do you personally do when you get in a funk? How do you keep yourself motivated? How do you keep your team motivated? Give us some tips there.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you asked this question. So happy. Okay, so in my first few years of this industry, I would get into these funks, and different things helps me get out of them. But I finally developed a mindset, and I'm going to share it with y'all, and it has helped me tremendously. I turned from thinking about being in a funk to just realizing I was in a different season, whether that was a planting seed season or a watering seed or a harvesting season. So my goal is just to kill whatever season I'm in. That's the goal. And I have to. Like, if I want to get to the harvest, I have to kill the planting. If I want to get to the harvest, I have to kill the watering. So whenever I'm having a month and it's like, what is happening? Like, I am not enrolling anyone. I am not, I'm not seeing growth over here. I'm like, okay, wait. Nope. I'm in a planting seed season because I'm so quick to get into that funk. I'm so quick to think, well, my audience has gone cold. Nobody has money. Nobody wants this. I'm a failure. All of those horrible thoughts. And it doesn't matter how long I've been in this. Like, those thoughts still come. So I just stop in my tracks. And I'm like, nope. I'm in a planting seed. How can I kill this? And that's whenever I go so hard on commenting, on interacting, on building new relationships, on working my Facebook groups. And every single day, I am that first section of my notebook, that those people that have never tried Thrive, and also some of the people that have tried Happy Packs. That's where my focus is, on a planting seed season. And I have them, and I am okay with that. And that keeps me out of funks, is being okay with that, realizing, nope, not a funk, just a season. And I kill it. Like, that's my goal, is to, how many seeds can I plant in one day? And then after that comes the watering. Okay, how can I follow up with them? How can I get a mini experience in their hands? Do I need to let them host a Facebook party? Do I need to let them host a in-home party if they're local? How can I kill the watering season? And I promise you, every single time the harvesting comes. The other thing I've learned is that one person changes your entire business. Like, overnight. It's ridiculous. And it's happened so many times in my business. One person changes everything. So whenever I do, I feel like I'm enrolling. I feel like I'm going through the numbers, and like, nobody is really wanting it as bad as I do. Nobody's matching my passion. I still keep in mind, you know what? They're going at their own pace. They're choosing what they want. They have different goals than me. But I know that one person is coming. As long as I do my job of planting, of watering, of harvesting, as long as I do my job of coaching and teaching and locking arms with them, my one person will come. And I swear to you, every single time, one person has dramatically changed my business. It seems like, even people quit, like we all have that. And then I get into a funk, but I just remind myself, no, that one person is coming. And I'm get really excited for whoever that is.
Okay, so if Anybody has learned anything on this Zoom, what you just said was like priceless. Absolutely priceless. Like, stop looking at it like you're in a funk or something's wrong with your business. You're just in a different season. And that was perfect. Like, kill the season you're in. If you're not signing anybody, then plant a bunch of seeds. If you're not signing anybody, water those seeds. It'll come back around. And it's just, I don't know. The way you explain things, I think it's because you were a teacher. I always tell you that. Like, I love your little analogies that you're always putting out there. It's my favorite. When you give your little stories, I'm like, oh, it's one of Kayla's little stories. I love it. But they're all light bulb moments. I love it. So I saw somebody ask, how do you get somebody to sign up and get their first 2 customers, first 2 promoters? So why don't you walk us through really quick what you do? Here I am. I'm messaging you. I want to do this, Kayla. You sign me up. What's next?
Okay, so I'm so happy you asked this. I signed someone over the weekend, and she has her first 2 customers before her kit even comes in, and that's like always my goal. So this is what I do. First off, whenever their kit comes in, I do go live with them for an unboxing. If you're not doing that, start doing that. And I always have them title the unboxing, "Look at what I got for you guys." And I'm on there with them because if they haven't tried the product, I want to share my story. I want their friends list to hear from someone that has tried it. If they've tried the product, they're sharing their story. So unboxing is huge. It is crazy. And I do open up discounts for their first 2 customers. If they get a $400 kit, they're going to have those promo codes. If they don't, then I am going to open up credits. That's just something I personally do. And my first goal is for them to thrive for free. So that's massive. So unboxing is big. But if I want to get them their first 2 customers before their kit even comes in, I want to go live with them and share my story. I want to help them send out those messages to that, what do they call it? Chicken noodle soup list, like the people that would bring you soup if you were sick, those close friends and family. But I want to be very strategic because I don't want to push them off. That's their warm market. I want to be careful with how we approach them. So, they know what they struggle with. They know what Thrive can do for them. So I'm helping them with those messages. They're sending me screenshots like crazy. My phone blows up in those first 72 hours, and that's what I want. And I tell them, I want you to blow my phone up with screenshots so that way I can help you. They have I do not want them throwing up on people, which is what people go to. I want to help them with exactly what to say, how to say it. That way they're learning and we're not killing their warm market at the same time. And that's how, and the message that we send out, it's kind of like, hey girl, I hate starting with hey girl. It usually doesn't start like that, but hey aunt, whatever. I hope you're having an awesome day. I have something that I really want to share with you. It has done blank, blank, and blank for me. If you're open to it, I would love to chat with you more, ? If they come back with yes, we say, well, I wanted to reach out to you because I know you're constantly talking about how you struggle with joint pain, or how you constantly struggle with energy, or how you constantly struggle with whatever. And I really think you would benefit from this. Plus, for my first couple of customers, I'm getting to offer discounts that I'm not getting to offer anyone else. Do you think you would be open to just trying this out for 30 days and seeing exactly what it does for you? ? And that's how we get the first 2 customers.
I love that. And I love that you tell that person, blow my phone up. I mean, sometimes I think a new person's like, thinks they need to know more than they do, or they feel like they're on their own. And the unboxing. Oh my gosh, another light bulb moment. I just wrote that down and underlined it 5 times. Like, that's genius. Like, everybody loves an unboxing. So if that new person's promoting, oh my God, I'm doing an unboxing at 7:00 tonight. Check out my live. And you're on and you're walking people through what's in it and you're sharing your story. And if they already have a little story, they're talking about theirs. I mean, that's priceless. Like, that's golden, golden, golden. And what about like their first promoters? Are you big in like third-party credibility? Do you do 3-way messages, chats?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like third-party credibility is huge. I mean, that's where it's at. And if they're not sending me screenshots, then we're doing 3-way chats. And sometimes they're hesitant to put me in a 3-way chat just until, the person gets a little bit more interested or knows a little bit more detail. So we're still doing screenshots so that way I can help them explain. Guys, that's how people learn, is seeing how you word things and how you answer questions. And before you know it, everybody kind of asks the same questions. So they get to know how to word things. They get to know how to message on their own. But those first 2 weeks, they're in coaching. Like, that's just how it is. So, yeah, third-party credibility is massive. We have videos out there that kind of go over the business side, but to me, it's just so much more personal if it's, an actual conversation. And we figure out what that person even wants. Are they trying to make money, or do they want to just be a part of something bigger than them? Do they feel, what are their goals with this? And that's how that conversation goes. But yeah, two promoters, it's all about just conversations and figuring out who wants to make money while using the product. Now, here's the thing, even with their customers, we always give that as an option. Even, that conversation about, I really think you should try this, da, da, da. At the very end, we still say, there is the option of making money with this while using the products. Do you think you want to go that route, or do you just want to use the products for now? Always, always, always ask that question, because sometimes they say yes. If you have a red personality on your hands, they're going to say yes every single time. So I always ask that.
Okay, let's look, because I know there was a lot of questions in this chat. So I'm going to try to go back up. Gosh, there's a lot. Hold on. And I want to see if there's anything that we should answer before I go into any more questions with you. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I hear you say we worked hard, we made it happen. Who is we? It sounds like your upline helped you. If so, how did that work?
Oh, so I don't know. I don't know if they're meaning like placement. I've never
I
had.
think that's what they're getting to. And I think this is a good topic to go into for 1 second.
Yeah.
Because I think some people think, people were helped along the way. I mean, I know Kayla wasn't given anything. Most of the people that make it happen, they weren't given anything. But I can tell you, I don't know your take on this, Kayla, but for me personally, if I'm going to place something somewhere, it's going to be with somebody working hard. I would never just go place something with somebody that's not working. You know what I mean? So it would be somebody that would be working hard. But also, I think people need to understand, if your business is built by someone else, you're never going to see the income that you're wanting
Yeah.
either. So what's your take?
I mean, no, nothing was ever placed under me. I saw my sponsor get in the comments real quick and be like, nope, never made a single placement. No, we just did it by ourselves. But I mean, guys, yeah, if I'm going to place under someone, it's going to be strategic. It's going to be someone that's working. At the end of the day, this is a business. And I know that placement is going to be whatever makes the most sense for business for the person above me. And I know that. And here's another thing. I have placed under people and it actually slowed them down, which blew my mind. I'm like, you were doing okay, and now I placed under you, and it's like, you're not working anymore. And I don't get that, but I've had that happen in the last 7 years. But if I don't see you hustling, if I don't see you in the trenches with me, why would I place under someone? That makes no sense. But yeah, so I kind of feel the same way.
Okay, next question. Did you stick to the funnel in those happy packs? So many are fearful of connecting their customers. Love to hear your thoughts.
Yes. Okay. So guys, we went so fast. I really didn't know the funnel method. So with the mini experiences, I did know follow-up was key with those. And so we did a ton of 3-way chats on, those mini experiences. I'm trying to think way back then, because I know I did not know the funnel. Here's something else. We would say something like, whenever they loved their mini experience, we would say something along the lines of, well, we may have discounts open for you for a 30-day supply. If you want to make that free customer account real quick and we can see what discounts it will unlock, do you have 30 seconds to do that? And that's how we got all of our free customer accounts, is telling them that we couldn't see what discounts it would unlock until they made it. And then we were able to, use promo codes or credits or whatever the case may be to kind of help them get that in their price range. So in those first ones, probably not as good as I should have, but now we do the funnel 100%.
I love that you said you have to do this so we can unlock a promo code. That's genius. I love you. That's awesome. Vanita wants to know, list those 5 sections again. You said you have your notebook with your,
yes.
What were those?
Yes. Okay, so the first section is my potentials. Those are the people that have never tried Thrive. So section 1, potentials. Section 2 is my happy packers. Those are my people that have tried a mini experience but have not ordered a 30-day supply or have not joined as a promoter. My third section is my customers. I do have notes out beside those because as soon as someone makes a free customer account, I do move them over to that section. But they have notes beside them or highlighted or have a star if they have not ordered their 30-day supply. So that way I can kind of work the customer section better. Then I have my promoters. Same thing with them. I have stars if they've gotten a promoter pack. I have a different color if they've gone VIP, so that way I have notes all in there. I also have in my promoter section what their goals are, what their why is, and what color personality they are, because that way I can know what kind of pushes them. And then in my last section, it's my self-development. That's where all my notes are, all my content is. So anytime I'm asked to be on a Zoom to share, I'm always going to do self-development, but to share something, I have all my content ready to go.
Okay, awesome. This is kind of going into lead boxes a little bit. First of all, where do you still do lead boxes and where do you put them?
Yes, but not near like how I should. What I'm about to start doing is actually, y'all know the picture frame. I'm going to start doing before and afters of our skincare because I want to get into the skincare parties. I just think those are immediate results. You can, even after the charcoal mask, I could feel my face. I could feel the difference. Those immediate results, you can walk away from a party and make somebody go VIP 800 or 1600 from that party. And I'm going to use lead boxes to do that. Now, what was the other question? Where do I leave them?
Yeah, like where are some places that you would put a lead box?
Okay. This is going to sound funny. Mexican restaurants, I always got so many leads from Mexican restaurants. I have no idea why, but that's like my hot spot. So, and I put it right by the cash register. Mexican restaurants, convenience stores, salons, spas, insurance. Coffee shops, anywhere.
Oil change places, any place where you have to sit. Like if somebody has to wait.
Yeah,
those are all good places.
Offices, any type of office.
Okay, so here is one more question. For the ones that don't win, okay, so you grab your lead boxes, you've got all these amazing leads, you pick a winner. For the ones that don't win, do you send a message letting them know even though they didn't win, they can get a 3-day mini for 20?
Everybody wins. So
yes, everybody's a winner.
Everybody wins. So, you could word that in a way, but my goal with the lead boxes is to get inside their houses. So like with the skincare, it's going to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. You won an in-home spa session for you and 5 friends. Does a weekday or weekend work best for you? And that's going to be the exact message they get. But no, everybody wins. Everybody wins something.
How do you deal with people? Rachel said, how do you deal with people in the beginning laughing at you for what you're doing and what your dreams are? That doesn't even stop in the beginning. That happens even now. And I've been in this how many years? And I know it still happens to you. How do you deal with that?
Oh my gosh, somebody made fun of me the other day because they said, isn't it crazy how every time she goes live, she gets so thirsty because I'm always drinking water on my lives. And I'm like, man, maybe I should stop drinking water. And then I'm like, screw that, you mean person. So yeah, we still get it. I don't know. I feel like my why, you have to have a strong why. And I have so many big dreams for my family. I have so many reasons that I want to give back. I have so many lives that I want to change. And the thing is, I've gotten to a place where I realize they're just not happy people. Something's going on in their life for them to be rude and hateful to me. So I'm going to let them stay over there with their rude and hatefulness, and I'm going to keep killing it over here, and I just hope I make them more mad, which sounds horrible, but that's what I think to myself.
I love that. I love it. At the end of the day, you're going to have people that are negative, nasty, mean, but you've got to make the decision to push through it. Those people don't pay your bills. They don't pay your bills. They don't have your goals and your dreams. A lot of questions about Facebook parties, and this is something I wanted to say. I know for me personally, I'm starting a Wednesday, probably a Thursday night Facebook Live party. People want to know what those are, but how do you do yours, Kayla? Because I'm going to be actually starting a team-wide one. Back up. We were doing those once a week, and I think we need to start them back up. So I've been thinking about that.
Yeah, the team-wide parties are amazing. Now, I will tell you another type of party I love is whenever I actually have a host, and they're very more small and intimate parties because I tell this host, I'm like, okay, look, you can invite 7 friends to this, but that's it, like only 7. So pick 7 people that you think truly are interested. Pick 7 people that you think are truly want to try this product or whatever. And then in those Facebook parties, I mean, old school is slides. Now we do lives. So I'll go live in it. We'll talk for a little bit. I'll answer all the questions. I will have slides leading up to the live where they can, different giveaways, whether it's rest or whether it's balance, a few days worth of balance or whatever, just to kind of get the party excited. Then I go live. But the host's goal is to have you can set the guidelines for this. So either to have 4 people get a mini experience so she can get a mini experience for free, or to have 2 customers so that's way she's thriving for free, plus I'll add on something else as a bonus for her. So I like that because it's letting me incentivize my host. And honestly, it's building a promoter at the same time, because if you have somebody that's going to do that for you just because they're a promoter, like 100% they're a promoter.
Do you do this on their actual Facebook page, or do you create an event?
We create an event, and that's where they invite their friends to.
Okay, awesome. I love that. And you just go on, maybe share a couple stories, do you go through all the products? Do you go through just the skincare? I mean, what do you go through?
I'm trying to find my little book that I go through, but I go through the customer side. I go through my story. I go through the Thrive experience. Go through how they can get it all for free as a customer, interacting with the comments a ton. That's why I like a smaller party, so that way I can really interact with the people that are commenting. And then I flip that around. I don't know where that's at. I flip it around to the income side, and how I lead into it is, okay, guys, I know you're here. I know you're digging what I'm talking about with the products, but there's somebody on here that's wanting to make money. So I'm going to talk to you about the income side real fast. I go over the 3 steps, join for free, pick your starter kit. Step 2, thrive for free. Step 3, go VIP, the bonuses that can come from that, the getaways. And then I just ask them to drop in the comments, do you think a customer is a better fit for you? Drop a 1. Do you think a promoter is a better fit for you? Drop a 2. I'm going to come back in here and do a giveaway here in just a minute. So make sure you get your numbers in, and I will see y'all here in a second. And that's how I end it.
I love it. So here's a really good question, and I want to see what your answer to this is. How do you give incentives to people and extras when you yourself don't have the extra funds and credits?
Oh, that's such a good question. Okay, let me think way back to my beginning, because that's where I was in the beginning. Like, I couldn't afford anything. Well, first off, if you're wanting this bad enough and you're working and you have people interested, connect to your upline, because I can promise you your upline is going to help you.
I was going to say that. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing. I think that's just where I'm going to leave that, because don't let the fact that you don't have the product and you don't have the extra money stop you. You act like you do. You attack this like you do. You post like you do. You do parties like you do. And I can swear to you, if your upline sees you putting in that effort, they are going to match you 100% every single time.
And I just want to add, here's the deal. I wanted this so bad in the beginning. I remember I used rent money to get started. And I wanted to be able to have samples on me to be able to, give to people. And it was the same way in my first company. And I remember literally having to make my rent money back. I didn't use the product. I gave it away. I mean, I did what I had to do those first couple months. We get free product credits over here if you just get 2 customers under you guys. Those product credits should be not used towards yourself. Those product credits should be used to give incentives to people. You don't just that $25 product credit that you could shove to 8 people, you guys. If you had $200 in product credit, that's 8 new customers a month. And now we can even do those product credits on the 4 and 800 kit. I mean, you guys have to start thinking with your business mind and going, look, you have to spend money to make money. I hate saying that, but it is true that you've got to invest in your business. You have to remember that this is a tax write-off. And you have to remember that sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice yourself for others to get it going in the beginning. It's just, there's no business on earth, not one on planet Earth that you can start for free except Livell. And you can come in. I don't know another one that you can come in, grab those first 2 customers. Now you've got free product and free product credit. Then you grab 2 promoters, and now you've grabbed $400, and you yourself have not purchased a thing yet. This is the only company on planet Earth where that can happen. And you can do these lives, like Kayla said, and share a story on your timeline. And maybe you don't have a story yet because you haven't even barely used the product. That's why you pull in one of us to go live on your timeline, ask to share a story, and then you get a couple people that watch that video that go, oh, I want that. Here you go. We're getting you started. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I can tell you guys, doing this for 9 years, Kayla, you've been doing this for a few years now. I've watched people, I've heard stories, and I've had personal people on my team that were sleeping in their car that didn't have a cell phone. 2 things that most people would go, there's no way I could start a business, that are now 200Ks, that are now at the top of their comp plan, because that's how bad they wanted to get out of their situation. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? So, don't use these things as an excuses. And like Kayla said, I'm telling you right now, if someone in my downline calls me, and they can't just, what I don't want people to do is everybody calls Lisa today after this call, they're saying, hey, give me some free stuff. No. If I know you've got something planned and I know there's actual people showing and you're asking me to be a part of it, heck yeah, I'm going to make sure that I can cover that for you. And I'm sure most uplines would be more than happy to help their team grow by helping you out a little bit. So, at the end of the day, I think it's just, don't use these, again, limiting beliefs. You're letting these things stop you, which I think is, just don't do it, guys. Don't let these things hold you back, because whatever your biggest obstacle is right now, I can promise you there's somebody on this Zoom right now that had that obstacle that found a way around it. I don't know, that's my opinion. Mindset is everything. So we are at the top of the hour. It's payday, y'all. If you guys have not gone in and gotten your new Thrive Skin products yet, you need to go do that. You guys, that's going to be huge for social media. Take a couple bucks and go grab that charcoal mask so that you can do that on social media live, put it on other people, have it on you. It's those kind of instant results products that I think really catch people's attention. Kayla, I want you to end us out and just give us, closing words, best tip, overall, just whatever's on your heart. Here, let me hold on, mute her out who's on right now that is that's having chicken for lunch. Hold on. Hold on, let me find him. Okay, go ahead. I want you to close us out and give us, your heart, whatever's on it.
Okay, so this is how I'm going to close it out, guys. We do these every Tuesday. Maybe you're getting on a different Zoom every week, and the thing is you're being poured into, but you've got to take action with it. And I want you to keep in mind that, the things that make you nervous, the reason why they're making you nervous is because they're outside your comfort zone, but that's what's going to make you grow. The people that intimidate me and make me so nervous to reach out to, those are the first people I reach out to. The things that intimidate me and make me nervous to do, those are the things that I'm trying to do. And here's just a short story, super short. There was a researcher, and he was asking people, how do you explain nervousness? Like, how do you explain that? And they said, well, I get sick to my stomach, I get sweaty palms, I shake, I can't think straight, I say a lot, things like that. He's like, okay. So he recorded all that, and then he went and he asked gold medal Olympians, and he said, how does it feel before you step on the floor? And they said, man, I get so excited. And he's like, well, what does that feel like? And they said, well, I got this sick feeling in my stomach. Sometimes my palms sweat. Sometimes I shake. Sometimes I can't even think straight. I just get so excited. The only difference between the two is that the gold medal Olympians have learned to harness that energy into excitement instead of nerves. And you have the exact same option. So whatever you feel like makes you nervous, whatever you feel like, you've got to start switching that around. And I promise you, I do this all the time. Before this Zoom, and my family knows this story. Before this Zoom, I was in the kitchen. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I need notes. I don't know what Lisa's going to ask me, and I mean, it was my story, and I still was crazy nervous. And my husband looked at me and he said, no, You're not nervous, you're crazy excited. And so I started using that. It's a complete mind flip. It changes your mindset. So whatever you feel like is holding you back because of nerves, you've got to squash that right now. With what this company has coming, with how they have it set up, no matter what's happened in the past, you have the chance right now to be a millionaire because of this company. I mean, that's how big it is. And if you are going to let nerves stop you and all it is a mindset shift, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that's the only thing holding me back. So that is what I wanted to end with.
Well, Kayla, first of all, I just want to thank you so much for hopping on. I learn something from you every single time. Your seasons thing, oh my gosh, I'm going to talk about that every day, like all the time. Yeah, like it's my new jam. And I can tell you, I've been interviewing 200Ks every week since the beginning of since. Not to put any other 200K down because they're all amazing, but we have gotten more golden nuggets, I think, in this particular call than any of them so far this year. So I just want to thank you so much for hopping on and sharing your heart with us and sharing your tips. And I know I speak for everybody on here when I say that you got us so pumped up and excited for this week, for this year, for the rest of the year. So thanks, Kayla. I love you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Love you too.
Bye, guys. See you next Tuesday. Go check your paychecks.